And next up we have Yumeng DOU, and this is a talk titled Gameplay Beyond the Game, the Temporal Structures in Gacha Game Participation. And Yumeng is from the University of York. And yeah, take it away when you're ready.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for our attention, and thank you for well listening my presentation. Let's begin with some small and simple questions. So, could I know if there are any people had buy the monthly card? Maybe we will call as the price of the weekend mall, and you will get 90 program per day. Have everybody bought it? No one? Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Not so much. I almost think there will be almost half of them. So the next question is any people had meeting Catherine today or meeting Catherine yesterday? Have you finished your daily tasks in the next in the past few weeks? So have you thinking about if I finished my daily tasks in the night, or have you thinking about if I finish it, have you finished it? Is anybody haven't done it? Yeah, some people. I almost think all people have thinking about it. I almost think I will forget something. And the final thing is that have anybody tried to rush to completing some festival event? Like, Sorry, I just think that maybe. Is there any people has thinking about to rush to complete some contents like the lantern, right? It's a Supreme Festival. I just move it. How to? Okay, yeah, this is the question. So, really, have any people has thinking about or have do those things? I just think many people. Okay, so before me there has about 29 great presenters. We are have talking some great topic, including but not limited on the some game design and some games interview with Mihail and some business model. And one more thing I want to highlight but has not been mentioned to other people is that we are living on the world with game. We need to take in the context of game into our daily life, and we need to consider everything without how we live about our everyday life rhythm on our life. And video game is not an action of playing game, it's also a source of memory, dreams, conversation, identifying friendship, artwork, something like that. We can just simply replace the words of technology into Gacha game. Then you will think how about the Gacha game fit with, interaction with, and transform with our everyday return, how to exactly change our practice and structure of everyday life. So, in my PhD project, I had interview with around 49 interviewers about how does they play games in their lives, and most of them has impressed. Maybe they have thinking about, worry about they could not finish their daily tasks and haven't got all of the rewards of game, and they share the experience and memory about how to play in those locations, play on their office, play on their community, on the car, on the bus, on the subway. Maybe I guess we will some people gaming on our campus, but I haven't seen it. I'm so sorry for that. We will come back to rethinking the relationship of the Gacha impact or our smartphone with ourselves. We may thinking how does the game itself to fit with us, to operate our time, to shape how us understanding our time structure. Let me moving around that. So, have you thinking about the light on the screen? Are you familiar about it? Yeah. How can you link them? Link the running line on there and the right line on there. Link them together. Could you do that? I just think most of people who had played game could do that. So it implies that we have some understanding of structure. We have the using this term to understanding our daily life, our understanding the term of time. So it has imply sometimes it's the imply of time. So after that, we will understand that the Gacha impact system, the Gacha game system, produce time structures and produce how does us understanding of time. And after that, we will maybe have another question. Why does the research increasing every 8 minutes? Why we have 50 to 50? Why we lost some characters? So maybe we have thinking about how does those questions is not in performance in the in-game world, but it happens on our playing experience. So when we focus on the time structure, we'll be quickly found that some question could not be implied in the in-game story. Could be implied our experience on the Tewata Island. So for perma games, so could I ask if I say I want to get some perma gem? So how could you get them? How could you earn the perma gem? How will you enter me? The daily test, the daily pass, or the monthly pass, the beta pass, or sorry, what's that? Yeah, of course, credit card. If you do not pay it, how could you get it? Yeah. And other answers? Yeah, of course, the time. Yeah, and there has other answers about how could you get the permission? Yeah? Is that others? Yeah. No other answers? Yeah. Perhaps. Yeah. But there has one last thing. No one have you mentioned that you need to open your phone like that, log in game. That is the moment. How does you begin to get the time, the participation? You need to enter game, and then they can get the currency, and you can get materials. The first time really happened before everything is set logged in to take part in. So, this is something I had talked about. Yeah. Before we in-game got Parmesan and got our material to stronger our characters, it's the first time we need to go is how to in-game. This is almost invisible in most of gamers' cells. Beyond to really play, we need to learn, we need to understand how could we participate. So it's about how does we arrange our time. It's about how do we plan to do that. For example, yesterday I have a fun dinner with most of you. So when I come back home, it's 10 o'clock. So I forgot to go to finish my daily task, and today I also haven't done that. So, but actually, I need to do that. I need to take part in. I need to do my participation to really play this game. So the participation is time. The participation is itself is a kind of gameplay. It's a kind of way to how does us interaction with the Gacha system. So, has any person know this female, these characters? If we have 10-day lives, we already have 20 phase has before, we will have lost something. How could I got it? I just think I need to go have a plan. I need to thinking about how much probably I could get per day, how much I could on the festival event, and how much I could get the data pass, and if I need to pay it with my credit card. This itself, this thinking, this plan, this method of how could I get it is the gameplay itself. This things happen on the physical world, but it's kind of way to interaction with games with the game system. So we got a table. Some people may do not like to take table. I just think it's more easy to read. We got some surface game is about adventure on Tiwata, and we got moral. We using the function to move. We do everything on the digital game, and sometimes we do the schedule of gaming. We plan to when a new characters connect to the game with using the smartphone. We living on the hyperspace interval with digital and physical worlds. So the gaming behavior is happening on the hyperspace. On the digital and physical worlds together. So this is a long theory. We can jump it for the time. So it's natural to us to know how to. It's natural to us to know how to play game. It's a controller. That's many people will familiar with that. We learn how to play in the in-game worlds by in the seeker to attack when using some button in there to control your characters in the game world. But actually, we are also do the same things on the Gacha world. Is that we also learn how to use our schedule, our timetable to log in to take part in this game. So the game itself is our mixture of time is imply how we understanding the moment of 4 o'clock and a.m. If we also imply how could we understanding what's the mean of load in 30 minutes. So the daily load in and the time limit events is also referring to the gameplay beyond the digital and interface and expand the organization of everyday life. So the one last thing that I need to talk about is have this ruler about how to better play game is a self-designed ruler. We designed it by myself to thinking about how to interaction with the Gacha system. It's a litigation, and so some of my interview had talking about the obligation feeling when they to take part in a game. They feel I must do something. I must to do my task. I must finish my event. If I do not do, I'm not a good gamer. It's a kind of power to focus them to do something. They will think, I need to do. This is something I need to do that. That actually is sorry. It's create. We create our games together. We create a game method to how to interaction, how to talking with the Gacha game, talking to the time structure which is already have in the game itself. It's this Gacha game have a time system, but we could decide how could we interaction with it. How could we? Sorry, it's little. We could also always decide how to we play this co-create game to how could we interaction with the guitar game in our life. Okay, I just think. Is there any questions?
Yeah, questions? Yeah, a lot of. Sorry. We've got a lot of questions. Yeah, we'll go Heather first.
I'll be quick. I firstly just wanted to say that, like, your thinking is really interesting, and thinking about gacha, thinking about gacha as a time structure rather than another way of is really interesting. I just wanted to go back to something you mentioned at the start. You said you had done some interviews. Were they with players or developers?
All of the player and developers, yeah.
Sure.
Some of them are game player, and the other person have working on game company. It has a little bit of context because I have working on game journalist. So I have some friends working in game industry. So they help me to finding some interview. It's really working on game industry.
Did you find in your conversations with the developers that this was kind of the way that they were thinking?
They help me to building how does the game company building the time structures. They give me the logic of how does those game structure will be building. Thank you.
All right, one up the back, and then if we have time, we'll go over there. There's a couple, yeah.
So I just want to ask, how do you think drastic changes to like the patch timelines can affect the player schedules? Because recently in Honkai Star Rail, another Hoyoverse game, they had its longest patch duration of 8 weeks, over 2 months of time. And a lot of players felt like there was little to no content because frankly, it was too long of a wait between different for the whole development cycle. And in Zenless, another one of the Hoyoverse games, it recently had one of its shortest patch lengths in 34 days, barely even 5 weeks, keeping up with story content. Rather than there's too much, rather than too little, there's too much content in that patch to keep up with. How do you think that affects their schedules?
Do you think the game company produces too much content? Is that right?
Zenless had too much content, and Honkai Star Rail
Yeah.
little to none.
I understand that, but for my friend of game designers, they said that it's a method to keep the player in the game, to provide them to the other games. They need to keep the gamers in. The Zscape players is too busy to could not play the other companies' games. They want to have the player's time. It's a kind of method to design.
Hi, hello. Thank you for the presentation. I'm little I want to know your view on the fact you talk about the anxiety-inducing tendencies in the game, in the practice of daily logins. I mean, the player is conscious about it, and that somewhat interferes with their daily lives. Don't you think talking about the co-creation and you're sort of negotiating it with the temporal structure of the game, don't you think that sort of works towards an apologetics of the dark pattern, the temporal dark pattern in gacha games?
Okay, so could you repeat? I'm sorry, I have not fully understood. Maybe you can type it on the disorder. I will reply you. Okay. I'm sorry for that.
No problem.
All right, we have a minute left, so if we can just, Abby.
Thank you. I really like the daily login your presentation because I used to work in a gacha company before, and according to our backend, there are huge weird numbers of users. We call them workshop users. They just log into the game since the first day of the game when it launched, and they just collect daily the gemstone and then quit the game. So they have pile up a huge number of gems over the years, and according to our smart legal team, we are going to block them like sometime later because we can do whatever we want to their accounts. So the question is, So the question is, I would like to ask, do you think daily login, just to log in and collect the gemstone, is a form of play?
Are you asking about playable as a player of labor?
Because I saw one of your slides, you mentioned that daily login and participation is one form of play. So I'm curious that, do you think this kind of workshop users, they log in into the game and collect the gemstone, is it a form of play? Because now I feel guilty if we block them, if they are just logging in to get the gemstone and quit the game.
So it's a quite good game. I just think it's need quite a long time. It's really so I need to discern what is the lecture, what is the labor of game, why people feel obligation to do something, why people feel they will focus on something. Some of my interviews will say this is their hobbies, they are used to do that, and some people will say that it's describe it as to do this as work. So I just think it's pretty depend on how does the people understanding themselves, their behaviors. How does they play and understanding, and to be simply saying it's depend on themselves, but longer it has a long series to describe.
Yeah, thank you, because I used to mark down the user ID according to my boss, like the given task, and now I feel guilty after listening to your presentation because it's also a form of play.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for everybody.
Excellent, thank you. I'm sure there's plenty more discussion. We'll continue it online. We do have to move forward to the